Welcome back, everyone, to the Female CEO Summit. I'm your host, Janine Worth, a trauma therapist that helps female entrepreneurs heal so that they can have the spectacular success they desire. And today I'm joined by a very special guest coming to us all the way from Bali. Her name is April Henheffer, and she's a funnel strategist who has been location independent for a couple of years now. So I'm so excited to speak to her and get all these gems about what you need to do to have a successful funnel. Hi, April. Thanks for joining us.
Janine, hi. So nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So before we start getting into all the details about funnels and email marketing, why don't you start us off with telling us a bit about your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, so that's actually a really fun story. Where do I even start? So if you would have asked my parents growing up, or like any of my family growing up, they would have told you that there was no way that I was going to end up like climbing the corporate ladder. It's just not something that they would have seen me do. And so there was actually a point where I spent a handful of years just like hitchhiking around North America. And during that time, I studied a lot of communication and psychology and conflict resolution and just behavioral science. And that was my first foray into the online world. I mean, try telling someone to like do specific things or like follow specific rules or like live by a specific schedule after having none for years and years. And so I just decided I was going to grow a business. I was going to build a business. And that's how I first got online through a conflict resolution practice. And I ran that for a handful of years until I had invested probably close to 20K learning how to like market and build businesses online, and like learning how to write copy and how to like position things and put offers together. And I started a side hustle where I did a combination of design, tech, and marketing. And that took off like really quickly and really fast. And my coach at the time made a suggestion that I pivot. And so after a handful of months of like really trying to do both and not wanting to give up the original one that I had built or that I had been building, I pivoted. And that was just around the 2-year mark. That was maybe just over 2 years, somewhere within that ballpark. And that evolved into what I do now. And in under 2 years, I've been able to build a 6-figure business. And so that's how I ended up here.
That's amazing.
So being location independent, that was for sure like coming from the number of years that I spent just traveling around. And so that's how I specifically ended up here in Bali doing my own thing.
That sounds fantastic. So you're a funnel expert. Now, what is the biggest mistake you see new entrepreneurs make when it comes to setting up funnels?
Oh man, so that's actually going to be a twofold answer. The biggest thing that I see business owners do is A, build out a funnel too soon, or B, scrap their funnel too soon. And so what I see a lot of people do is they'll see like really massive successful funnels that just like skyrocketed overnight and brought people to 6 figures, multi-6 figures, whatever it is that they're marketing. And people see that and are like, okay, oh my God, I want this and I want this now. So they end up building a funnel before they have specific foundational pieces in place. Anytime you turn on an ad campaign, the first thing that you're doing is looking for proof of concept. And so proof of concept on your offers, proof of concept on your messaging, on your audience, on like your landing page, on your copy, like you're looking for proof of concept. And if you have certain foundational pieces already built in your business before you build out your funnel, it just really shortens the testing period of after you build your funnel and after you start driving traffic to it. And so when I'm talking about like foundational pieces, I'm talking like, do you have offers that sell organically? Because if your offer doesn't sell organically, it's not going to sell just because you're pushing ad dollars behind it. Do you have an audience already built up, and like, are those people engaged? Because that's going to tell you that like, you know who your people are, you know like how to talk to them to bring them in. So it really just gives you proof of concept on your messaging. Are you bringing in like a certain level of income in your business? And depending on the strategy that you want to use to build out your funnel, like different income markers as a bare minimum, before I suggest someone start building out a funnel or start driving like traffic, I am looking for like a minimum of a 5K mark per month. 10K is going to make your entire life like a little bit easier as you're building out that funnel. Just gives you like a little bit more breathing room as you're building everything out. Having like reoccurring revenue in your business is going to make the entire process easier for you. So that's one, is that they build it out too soon. And then two is they build it out and then turn it off too soon. Because there's actually this meme that I really love and find hilarious, but it's like a meme of a Rubik's Cube, and it's like there's infinite ways to fuck up your funnel, and it's true. I don't know if it's okay if I swear, but I just did.
You're very welcome.
Leave me out if we need to.
Be your authentic self.
And so there's so many different moving parts in a funnel. It is just, your entire funnel might not be broken. Like, anytime you take something out to market, there's like three possible outcomes. It'll just work like gangbusters, and it'll work exactly the way that you anticipate it to work. And that's where you get like those really fast success stories really quickly. That happens about 20% of the time. The majority of time, about 70% of the time, you'll take a funnel, you'll take a sales process out to market, and some elements will work and some elements won't work, and you'll have to test and tweak things to get everything working the way that you anticipate it to and the way that you want it to. That's like 70% of the time. 10% of the time, you'll turn a funnel on or you'll turn a sales process on, and this thing will just like fail hard. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it for sure happens. It's a possibility and something that you have to take into account for. And so what a lot of people will do is expect their funnel to work at like the top 20%. And so when it doesn't take off and you're not able to scale it like within a week of turning it on, then people assume that like their funnel sucks and it doesn't work. And then they turn it off, or they delete the whole thing and think that they need to start from scratch. And that's just really heartbreaking, because there's a very excellent chance that like a lot of your funnel is working, and there's just certain conversion points that can be tweaked and tested and adjusted to get it to where it needs to be, so that you have a really smooth, easy flowing funnel. So those, I would say, like two biggest mistakes that I see people make.
Okay. And do you think they turn the funnel off too quickly because they scared of the ad spend? Or
Oh, for sure. 100%. So like, that's where your income marker makes a huge difference. If you're only making 3K a month and you're trying to like spend ads, like that is going to be a massive pressure on your cash flow. It's also why having reoccurring revenue in your business makes a huge difference. If you are not starting from zero with your income every single month and hustling for every single dollar, ad spend becomes less of a massive pressure for you. And so, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So when you talk about this proof of concept and you say that people should have organic sales, how much is there sort of an indicator where you know, okay, now I have a concept that really works? How do you judge if it's ready to take it from that organic to a funnel?
Fun question. Okay, really badass. Okay, so when you're automating your conversion rate on offers, if it's an offer anywhere between like $197, $497, $597, somewhere within that price range, you can normally expect anywhere between like a 1% to 5% conversion to a cold market. Higher ticket items, still within that same range, you'll generally like skew to the lower end of that spectrum though, like 1%-2% conversion if you're looking at like 1K, 2K, 3K, 5K type price points. And so organics, or like you selling and pitching your offers organically, is going to be to a warm market. You're going to have a better relationship with these people. You're going to get more feedback throughout that sales process so that you can tweak things and like iterate things a little bit faster. So your conversion rate is going to be higher. And so if you're only getting like a 1% conversion rate on an offer to a warm audience, that's going to be a little bit of a red flag, especially if the offer is like a lower price point and you're hovering around like the $200-300 mark. Like at a price point like that, I would love to see a conversion rate of like 5-7%, 8%, something along those lines, depending on like the pool of people that you're pitching to. And so if it's a warm audience, and like higher end of that scale, like 5% plus, because your conversion rate's going to drop if you're marketing to a cold audience.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So interesting, because I think a lot of people, they don't think about, things like conversion rates, or they hear percentages and they sort of switch off and think, oh, that's too complicated, or I'm just going to wing it and try my luck, or this worked for this person, or this online guru said that this is the way to do it, and then have this massive disappointment because they don't really understand the process involved. So
yeah,
it's really great information. So tell us, what components must a successful funnel have? When we've got that proof of concept, we've been able to sell that offer organically at a good percentage rate, and we want to start that funnel, what has to be in there?
Okay, well, there's nothing that like hard and fast has to be in your funnel. And so that's probably not like the most concise answer that you would want or expect to hear, but you have a lot of different variables and a lot of different like tools that you can work with. And so your base sales process, let's just like start from that line, is going to go freebie to intro offer to core offer to back end offer. And that's like your base sales process. What you do within that is really dependent on like your goals and your confidence and your ability to like convert, and just like the offers that you have and like the price points that are attached to those offers. But there are 3 core funnels, okay? You've got your front end funnels, which are not often designed to be profitable. They are often, you can design them so that they break even, so they cover your ad spend. But they are built, like they're designed to grow your audience, which is really key and really important. You have your core funnels, which is often where you're going to sell like your signature programs. And so this is where people are going to sell courses or self-studies, anything that does not require the business owner's time, because that's going to make it far easier to scale. And then you have back-end offers, which are generally going to be like your one-on-one services, your group programs, masterminds, retreats, events, those kind of thing, where you're going to bill a higher price point because it actually requires the business owner's time. And so you have 3 core funnels: front-end funnel, core funnel, back-end funnel, and that overarching sales process: lead magnet, intro offer, core offer, back-end offer. And so what you plug into each of those spots is really up to you. You can run like a successful webinar funnel that is just like webinar to buy the thing at the end of the call or at the end of the presentation. And webinar funnels are really great like that because you have your lead magnet, your core offer, and oftentimes people are going to show commitment one of 2 ways, either through time or through like money. And so having someone sit through an entire webinar presentation is going to show commitment, which is oftentimes what you'll use intro offer for. And so people tend to really love like webinar funnels because it's all 3, it's 3 different aspects to it all wrapped into one. So what does your funnel, like what do you need to make sure your funnel has? While you have a lot of different building blocks that you can plug and play, I would say like the most important thing for your funnel to have is a really smooth and easy ascension process. And so making sure that every offer easily and snugly fits into the previous offer and the following offer, so that you're taking people along a really easy and sequential journey. And so the easier it is for everybody who goes through your funnel to say yes to your offers, the better that they're going to convert, the higher that they're going to convert, and the more successful your funnel is going to be.
Yes. So the intro offer, you say that you start with a freebie and then you have your intro offer. What price point would, in your opinion, be a good starting place there?
So you want to try to value or to like have 3 to 10 times the value of an offer than what you're asking like dollar wise. And so intro offers that convert really well for a cold audience are going to have price points of anywhere between like $5, $7, $11, $12, $15, something along those lines. Like the goal of your intro offer is to turn your subscribers into customers. That is like the only goal of your intro offer, because when people open their wallets to you, like something actually happens in our brains, in our amygdala, that says, okay, I did not die. I did not get screwed over. That was actually really valuable. That was pretty cool. We can do that again. And so that's really your opportunity to like blow someone's socks away. Intro offers like the lowest price point that you can stand, that you can withhold, so that you have a lower barrier to entry and a higher chance of converting more people, which is going to make it easier for you to convert your higher end offers.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. So say now I've theoretically put out my freebie. I've put my tripwire on there at $9. What price point is the next offer?
So you can do a couple different ways. If you wanted to do a bump offer, depending on like what your strategy is, maybe you're trying to like recoup more ad spend in the front end. Maybe you have like a core offer, a back end offer that you're not 100% certain about, that you're still kind of testing. So you don't want to rely on like that converting. You can do a secondary offer, like a bump offer, for anywhere between like $20, $40, somewhere in that range, $20 to $40. But your core offer is normally going to be priced anywhere from like $197 to $497. Sometimes you'll see like $697, somewhere in that range. If you have like a really strong pitch and a really strong sales sequence, you can absolutely do higher end offers up to about $1,500. You can send people directly to a cart. You do need like a pretty strong follow-up, pretty strong offer, pretty strong pitch, be pretty confident in yourself. But there are absolutely people who do it. And so you can send people to a shopping cart and a core offer up to $1,500. Anything above that, over that, it's going to be easier for you to convert them by pushing them to a call. And so generally you'll see core offers between $197 and $497, but you will see like higher end core offers where people are just pushing you to a cart.
Okay, that's so helpful. And I think that has cleared up a lot of questions that people have, because when people, especially when they see other successful or well-known people do it, they don't realize the proof of concept and the number of followers, that warm audience that person has built up. They just see, okay, they sent out this email with this offer, I'm going to do that. And that then when the disappointment comes in because they don't have, 5,000 followers or something to support that funnel. So that's really, really helpful. So what is the best business advice that you've ever received?
Okay, so fun question. When I was first getting online, there was someone who I found just like through happenstance, really, and did not know this person personally. Met them like really early on in their entrepreneurial journey and just like started to follow them, and they grew like so fast, like, oh my God, fast. Like it was just mind-blowing. And I saw in this almost like cavalier, not cavalier, but just like, what's the sentiment that I want? Sort of like off the shoulder advice. Like it wasn't like really prominent, like listen to this is important kind of thing. It was just really like casual. It was really casual. It's just like a post from someone that I follow. And this was super early on in my entrepreneurial journey. And what it said was that you only need 3 things to hit 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
Something to sell, a way to talk to people, and a way to get paid. And I'm pretty stubborn and pretty resilient. No, I saw that and I was like, all right, give that a try. But it was amazing business advice, because it allowed me to do all these things and like prep myself and get my own business ready so that I just like walk my own talk.
Yes. No, I love that.
Yeah.
Very often the most effective answers are actually the simple answers when we don't try to overcomplicate and be all fancy. And so I really, really love that.
Yeah.
So if you could do it all over again, what would you change about the first 6 months of starting your business?
Okay, that's a super fun question. When I was first starting, if I were to go back and change anything, I would start building my own audience and my own community way, way, way faster. So obviously, like, just like a lot of fear and a lot of like, oh my God, like, can I do this? Is this something that like I can actually like step out and be really forward and just like really sort of let people know that I'm here and in that space? And so I would say for the first 6 months or so, I really like hid is the word that I'm looking for. And so if I were to go back and redo anything, then it would for sure be like build my own audience and build my own community like far, far, far faster and far sooner.
Okay. So that brings me to the next question, because you do actually have a Facebook group now. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so the community that I have is Growth by Funnels. We do a lot of like stuff around ads and automation, and I help a lot of people around like funnels and funnel questions, and like if they get stuck anywhere, that's really what we do there. That's what we do.
Great. So I'm going to put a link underneath this interview for anyone that wants to join. It is a free group, as far as I understand. Yeah. So go and have a look there. So let's talk about your morning routine.
I am like probably the least disciplined person. I'm probably not like the least disciplined, but I'm really casual and just like really easy on myself in the mornings. I have like, I'll have an alarm go off, but I'll let myself wake up really easily and really casually. I like hang out with the birds for a little bit, take a shower, like get ready for the day, exercise. Because of the time zone difference, like I'll sometimes take calls in the morning and then just like take care of me and get down to work. So I've got like a little bit of journaling that I'll normally do. I'll exercise a little and then I'm on my way.
Perfect. So you've very kindly decided to give our viewers a free gift. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the freebie that I have is how to double the conversion rates on your lead magnet, and how to like properly set up a lead magnet so that it leads to sales really easily down the rest of your sales process.
That sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. And then you've also very kindly given a bonus to the members that actually buy the summit. So tell us about that.
Dude, for sure. That's actually really exciting for me. I have like strategy calls or audit calls. And so if you have a funnel that's like not working and you're not sure why it's not working, before you throw it out, before you delete it, before you turn it off, you can grab a call with me. And these calls are valued at like over $700. I normally sell them at like $500. And so it's just like a really, really sweet, really nice thing. If you don't have a funnel and are looking at developing a funnel, then we can use the call to like develop a strategy for you, talk about what offers are ready to automate. But yeah, absolutely. Just call.
That's amazing and such great value. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that many people are going to take you up on that. I've had one of these calls with April to talk about setting up a successful funnel. And I highly recommend that you take advantage of that, because this is how she earns her money. She's created this business of over 6 figures and lives this location independent lifestyle. So she definitely knows what she's doing. So I do encourage you to take advantage of that. So if people are watching this and they know for a fact that they want to work with you, what is the best way to contact you or to get hold of you?
Yeah, for sure. So a handful of different ways. Email works really well, really nicely. You can email me at aprildawn@growthbyfunnels.com. You can check out my website, which is growthbyfunnels.com. Facebook, my business page, even my personal page is fine. But I would say email, website, or
maybe
Facebook.
your Facebook group would also be a good place to reach you. You're in there.
Absolutely. I do hang out there.
So before we end off, I have one last question, and that is, what is one thing that you know for sure?
Oh, that's so easy. I know that I am safe and that I'm loved and that I'm accepted in this world.
Oh, I love that. That's something that comes up a lot with my clients, is feeling not good enough, or childhood conditioning, somebody in their childhood that taught them that they aren't good enough. So I really love that answer. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me all the way from Bali. It was so nice seeing you and speaking to you again. And thank you for the valuable information that you've given to our viewers, especially those of you that have this long-term vision of creating that passive income in your business. Definitely take advantage of that call with April. She will show you exactly the missing puzzle piece that you need to get that going for yourselves. So join us again tomorrow, where we are going to be speaking to some wonderful experts and looking at all the different parts that you need to take your business to the next level. So I'll see you then. All right. Bye.